Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Craps Chat Season 3, Episode Uno. We are back with Craps Chat. We have hopefully a great show tonight, great panel. You guys have been meeting the panel of this Craps Chat team for the past week on John's Coffee Run each morning. And we're here now. The panel's here. We're ready to go. So we're going to say good evening to the panel. We're going to say good evening to our special guest. We're going to get into our segments that we have planned out tonight. So I'm going to go to Slam. First time I think you've ever been picked first in your life. How are you tonight, Slam?
I'm living the dream. It's a world of excitement where every day is like Christmas.
There you go.
Except I had to look at Gargoyle.
Oh, man. And all right, Gargoyle, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Watching NASCAR, drinking beer. Well, actually, there was no NASCAR today, this week. So just Formula One. But no, doing good. Looking forward to Craps Chat Season 1. Let's get this party started.
Let's get this party started. Episode 1, Season 3. You know, sometimes you got to switch them around. Craig, how are you this evening?
I'm great. How are you all doing? It's great to be here. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited to get to the topics. I'm ready to have fun.
Fantastic. Is my co-host here, Dylan?
He's not here. He was here for a minute, then he bugged out. I think his phone's jacked up, so he'll get us.
All right. Well, we're gonna say good evening to our special guest, Mr. Mac Daddy himself. Jeff, how are you this evening?
Chris, how are you? To the panel, how are you? And to what Arnell said in the chat there, it's a bunch of guys in the dark. Arnell, they didn't send me the memo that I was supposed to have a dark background, but hello to all of you out there, and thank you for letting me be a special guest tonight. Special, maybe guest. I'll try to do the best that I can. And Chris, I appreciate the time.
Oh, always, Jeff. Always time for you. I think my co-host is here. Dylan, how are you this evening?
Great. Can you hear me good?
Hey.
Oh, we got you. All right. So, if you guys haven't seen John's Coffee Run, how the sort of new format's going to be working is I'll be hosting. Dylan will be my co-host. We have a distinguished guest of panelists, Gargoyle and Craig, and Slam also somehow come in. I don't know how he got in here, but somehow he got in here. Someone sent him the Zoom link. No, I'm kidding. We all love Slam. Slam is also part of the distinguished panel. And then we have John pushing all the buttons for us behind the scenes. So big shout out to John being the producer. And first segment will be the come out roll. All right. The come out roll, we're going to address whatever hot topic item we want to talk about this week, whatever thing we've seen in the craps community, whatever we really want. So, Craig.
Yes, sir.
What are you coming out on? What's your point tonight?
What am I coming out on? I'm coming out on the come out roll, man. You got to work the come out. You want to enhance your game. The come out roll is the way to enhance it. So if I'm me, if I'm me, I'm coming out with a pass line. I'm coming out with that world bet. I'm coming out with the ATS, and that's all I'm doing. Sometimes I'll add a buffalo to it, but I'm ready for the world to take over the world bet, and that's what I'm doing. It's
there
hot.
You go.
It's a hot item, man. It's a hot bet.
It is. It's a hot button item. Craig's always up on the gossip. He knows what's hot in the craps world these days. So got to go to Craig for that. Slam, what are you coming out on?
I'm coming out on the fact that Craig knew I was discussing the come out rule and decided to try and one up me. But everyone who says don't work the come out, why are you not working the come out? 16.6% chance of a 7 means 83.4% chance of you not 7ing out on the come out. It's 16.6 on the come out roll. It's 16.6 on every other roll. If you're not working the come out in case of a 7, why are you ever working your bets at all? That's what I gotta say.
All right. I guess we're gonna unpack that in a little bit. We're gonna unfold upon that. Gargoyle, what are we coming out on?
Yeah, we'll talk about the come out role and why you do work it and not work it. And Craig, I guess they're calling it the buffalo these days because of all the the crap that comes out of it. Is that what it is? But
hey, if you're rolling hard ways,
what am I coming out on? Yeah, what am I coming out on? Dude, what the hell's going on with our community? That's what I'm coming out on. It's just it sucks. People need to just either grow up, be real, or get the fuck out. That's what I'm coming out of.
And we
All right,
didn't even
there's
make it to 3
the hot
minutes.
take.
I was,
F-bomb.
I was gonna
Wow.
say who is gonna take over the F bomb since John is no longer having a mic really in front of him, even though he kind of
This
does.
guy.
But
This
welcome
guy.
to Gargoyle. We're gonna have a new counter for the F bomb droppers, and it'll be on Gargoyle. So Gargoyle is coming out as our new F bomb champion. We'll see how that goes. Dylan, what are we coming out on?
Well, I think I'll be the voice of semi-reason and just say don't forget about the don't on the don't side, because on the come out portion of it. So the don't come, like wager me this, says that it's a great bet as well. And if you're scared of it, which you don't have to be, you can always do a lay bet. So there's always ways, different ways to look at the cube. So I'm happy to discuss all this. And you just don't have to be playing the pass line or the ass line all the time. There's a don't there as well. Remember that.
There we go.
Yeah,
Jeff,
you
what are
better
your
be
thoughts?
glad I got Oreos in my mouth, or I was going to come down on you, buddy.
The truth is the truth.
Yeah,
Gargoyle likes to put the Oreos on the pass line. No, don't pass for Gargoyle.
That's why he leaves with crumbs.
Jeff, any main points you want to make tonight?
Well, there's some points I would like to talk. Hopefully, I'll get an opportunity to do that in a little bit. But what Dylan just said, I can clearly tell you that he does not know Gargoyle that well, because as soon as you mention the don't pass or the dark side, he's out the door. And I was going to say, I wasn't going to say anything about the come out. Only thing I was going to say is I'm happy to be here. I got my churro shirt on. Don't know if it's going to show up today, but I wanted to show my churro shirt that I wore almost a year ago to his service, and that's my come out. Let me know when you want me to inject and talk about the past for a few minutes, and we'll take it from there.
Oh, we're going to talk about the past, the present, and the future. Don't you worry. Real quick, though, before we get into your past, I guess what's going on presently and the future, have no fear, everybody. We will be talking about the come out rolls. We're going to be talking about the world bets. We're going to be talking about the community as a whole. And my one point that I want you all to understand is whatever you see on the internet, don't always believe it. Don't always believe it. Okay?
Nope.
That's the truth.
It's not always true. Okay? I promise. I promise it's not always true. Anyway.
Wait. Stop. Jimmy said I can make $250,000 a year playing craps, guaranteed. It's not true?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Damn.
That's why he's driving a dump truck and has a landscaping business. Look him up on
shit.
Facebook.
That's also
Man.
plates.
And
I guess
he's
working a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I don't know why he's working a 9 to 5, man. If you're making $250,000, why not take your 9 to 5, shove it, and go work on your 250 and make it $300 million a year?
Because he's a nice guy and he just wants to spread the wealth and help others, because he wants others to know his system, because he's just a nice guy after all. I mean, he's just a nice guy, man.
He is a nice guy. Just like it's funny. I actually had a different point for my come out roll today, but I saw Ed from Roll to Win's reaction video with Bluff and Bob, and his videos are all a bluff. Okay. All right. Anyway, enough of the come out. We're gonna get into our special guest here tonight. We have Jeff from Mid Atlantic Craps. For anyone who doesn't know, Jeff has been a mainstay in the craps community for since before I was here. Had to bring an age reference in, of course, because it wouldn't be me without it. But we are graced with our presence of the former host of Craps Chat, Jeff from Mid Atlantic Craps. Jeff, it's an honor to have you on tonight. Thank you for coming on tonight. Felt like it was only right to have you on as our first guest for the return of Craps Chat. We're back, obviously, and I see a lot of familiar faces in chat, so we're glad you guys are here. We're going to try to make it interactive as well, so there will be some questions posed to the chat. Hopefully, you guys can help us out and be there. So, as John just put on the screen, the GOAT, Jeff.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on Crap Chat being back?
Well, I'm happy, first of all, that Crap Chat's being back. I tried to catch every one of John's shows this past week. I think I called all of them, and was very encouraging, very enlightening that the show was coming back. Although there were some naysayers in the chats during the shows, I tried to quell their concerns and let them know that what I had heard, what I had seen, and talking with each one of you, that the show was going to be, if not better than ever before, bigger than ever before, and hopefully more successful than it was. If it wasn't for my friend Dylan, whose idea was to put this together back in December of 2022, and we ran a pilot show on my channel, Mid-Atlantic Craps, and then we took it over here. John was gracious enough to bring it over to the Casino Gaming TV network. We ran 24 episodes in season 1, 19 in season 2, and although TH in the chat a little while ago did say that he heard that when the new year came back, it would be back. Life happens, things happen. Most of you people that are in the community here, the players that are here, my close friends know what's happened with me, and the reason why I haven't been able to produce the show. I would love to be on the show like this from time to time. I just couldn't produce it, couldn't put it together, and John, being the tech whiz that he is, was able to get it. And I know, Chris, when I said that I was not going to, when I officially made the announcement a few months ago, I wasn't going to do Craps Chat, you and I communicated, and look at this panel. Look, the panel I'm looking at is a little different than what's on YouTube. But Old Bay Craps, we've got Gargoil. I've had an opportunity to meet him. I've met the Slam before, and I've met the Dylan. And I'm telling you, when you play next to Slam at the table, now I'm not talking about that because I'm a big guy too, okay? But when you're standing next to Slam at the table, I'm telling you right now that it's a joy. But coming back to the Craps Chat side of it, Chris, I am elated to be back. I'm happy to be on. I just want to give credit where credit is due. It was Dylan's idea. We took it from there, and hopefully you guys, this panel, will flourish and continue to educate as well as entertain. With Slam on here, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be entertained. That the panel will work out good, and it'll truly be a roundtable discussion, because with John behind the curtain, he's like the Oz, he's the guy pulling all the strings. He'll be able to hopefully queue up the questions and queue up the comments, and you as the host will be able to direct everybody which way they go. It's a difficult job doing it all as one, and this time you've got the right I guess, pattern, decision, and fortitude to go forward, because John can cut me off anytime he wants to if I'm talking too much, because I'm the voice.
No,
I wouldn't call John Oz. He's more like the clerk, at the ballet that just opens the curtains and closes the curtains.
Is that how he does it?
Yeah.
Like utterly?
Yeah. I've done it before.
You guys are crazy.
I've worked that job
Jeff
before.
Mack, we've got our first question from the audience. Derek Blackburn he is asking that he thought that you went to a retirement home, sir. Now, Jeff, there are some people in the community that have insinuated that you are so old that back when you first started throwing bones, they were actually made out of bone. What do you have to say about that, sir?
That's very true. Everything you just said was true, with the exception of the retirement home. I am retired, and I am tired. But you got to take Blackbird. Okay, look, Slam, you and I know Derek. We played next to him. We've drank with him. We've sort of partied with him. Although he always went to bed so early that he just couldn't hang with you and I, Slam. There's just no way he could hang with. He always disappeared. I don't know what was going on, but Derek's a good guy. He's the only
a Cowboys
fan.
fan.
He had a curfew.
As you see in the chat, he calls me that, and he's about the only one that gets away with it. But I tell you, there's probably a lot better questions that are going to come tonight beside that one.
I certainly hope so.
You do hope so, huh? Well, we'll queue up the questions in chat for everybody. I think John put it in chat, and our good friend Duracell is here, and you know how Duracell always says, support free live craps by hitting the like button.
Hit it.
Like, not like.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. John sent that to us earlier, and I was crying. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, Duracell always supporting with the free live crab. So hit that like button. And definitely put your Qs in chat with the Q. We'll ask you also later on to if you have any topics or certain guests you want to see, to put like a CC in front of it and for Craps chat, and we can track that throughout so we can give the viewers what they want to see. But tonight, Jeff, you'd be surprised. We had a lot of people ask for you to come on as our first guest. Pretty much me, but that's fine because it is what it is. But I know you said you want to talk about the past, present, and future. So what's the past look like? What's the present looking like? And what's the future going to look like?
You're asking me? Oh my God, I can answer that question. The past was
Jeff.
fun, and I think Dylan would agree that out of all the episodes that we did, over 40 of them, well, we had a blast. Some of them went to wee hours of the morning. I understand there's a time limit you guys have put here, and I certainly would encourage that because a lot of people still have to work in the morning. On the East Coast, we'd start at 9. Typically, I tried to get the show over with between 11 and 11:30, and then we were doing an after show that there was sometimes 4:30 in the morning. I'd walk back out to let the dog out or something, and they'd still be talking off the air of YouTube, and there'd be 6 or 7 people still talking craps there. So that's the past. The current is us, this panel here, this here tonight. I'm a special guest. Somebody else will be sitting in this chair probably in the next couple of weeks. When you bring the show back, I'll let you talk about the schedule. And then the future, hopefully this show goes on and on and on and on, long after Slam. No, I won't say it. I won't say it, Slam. Slam's my man.
Slam is the man. Slam is the man.
Well, Jeff, just to let you know, I'm the one who put a time limit because there's only so much I can stand from Slim Shady. So it's like, look, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, that's it, or I'm not coming home.
Gargoil, that's not true. I've done live shows with you that we've gone 3.5 hours.
Just mention the don't, and Gargoyle is gone.
That's right.
Yes, all that. Yes, that's right.
That's my cue when Gargoyle is going for too long and I got to rein him back in. I'm just gonna sit here and go, don't pass, don't pass, don't pass, don't pass, and he's gonna be done. No more. May not make an appearance ever again on the show, but no, I'm kidding. We love Gargoyle, and we love Jeff for coming on today. So why don't we just get into our topics of the day, I think, because I think Jeff has some good points to bring to our 2 main topics we're going to be talking about. You guys heard them in the come out role. We're going to be talking about the craps community, and we're going to be talking about the different mindsets on this panel, sort of as an introduction for anybody who doesn't know us as craps players or just people in general. You can learn a little something about our mindset. So let's talk about the community first. Obviously, there's been some fracture lately. We're here as this panel. We're basically like the United Nations trying to bring everybody together, right? We've got a great panel here of old, young, some in between, got a good range of guests we hope to bring on. So talk about the state of community, but real quick in chat, let us know as content providers what you guys want to see, whether it be videos, whether it be on Craps Chat itself, live streams, whatever you want to see, let us know what that is. All right, so put that in chat, and we're going to talk about the community, and we're going to go to our distinguished guest, obviously. First, Jeff, what are your thoughts on the Craps community at this current moment?
Well, Chris, as you know, our craps community is very versatile. It's very expanded upon different types of players, different experience of players, and the craps channels that are in the community, along with the players, are a very close-knit group. And for the most part, we all get along, and we can agree to disagree and not create ripples in the community. There are plenty of other craps channels that are not in the community, and I think Arnell over at Dice Grinders, he scrolls them on his live fantasy craps, and he could tell you how many there are. I quit counting probably 4 or 5 months ago. But what I want to say is that this community, has to work as a team. There is no I in team, and you guys have heard that coined phrase many times before. As corny as it sounds, but you have to work together, and we have to be here for the good of the community. And the primary thing that we need to do is focus on education of playing the game right and treating and teaching new players the right way to play. And let's try to keep the regular old slate big table in the casinos. And I don't mind the electronic stuff, but I don't want to see it ultimately replaced in the years to come with all the bubble craps and all the stadium craps and all the electronic ways to play. And I think that we as a group can encourage not only good play and proper play, but also we can foster new friendships, and we can continue to build upon the community that started from, there's a couple other communities that are out there, but that started here, and that I'm going to point the wheel towards John and say that he's kind of been the captain on the ship, steering and trying to keep this community going forward with great ideas, new things to do, bringing Craps Chat back. And I just think that we need to work together and not against one another.
Certainly. Working together, definitely important. And education of the game, and certainly keeping people playing. I stand by the get the electronic tables out. Not necessarily out, but keep the real ones in, right? The electronic tables are fun and all, but definitely a proponent of keeping in the real live tables. There's a lot of casinos that are starting to move that electronic route, and it's definitely frustrating. So Slam, what are your thoughts on the community?
Well, so I've been as part of Craps Nation, I've pretty much been in the community since the beginning of the pandemic, when we could no longer go up to the casinos. And man, I was just itching for it. I will say this. Overall, every single one of us has one thing in common. One thing. And that is, we are working against the house. There is no need, in my opinion, for the level of rancor and just enmity that I've seen in the craps community. And I'm not going to come across as not being guilty of it myself. We all have different personalities. Each of us, gravitate towards some and, are repelled by others, and that is okay. We're not all going to be friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, unless you're talking about King Dice, there's no reason why we cannot be supportive of one another. We don't have to agree with strategies. We don't have to agree with methodologies, with points of view, or anything like that. But in the end, I think as long as we remember that it is all of us against the casino, why are we taking on more enemies when we can just focus on the one that matters?
That's beautifully said, Slam. Beautifully said. The casino is the enemy, and we're all friends. I love it. Craig, what are your thoughts? Community.
I'm gonna go off of Slam a little bit, and you all know the phrase for Alcoholics Anonymous. Hello, I'm Craig, and I'm an alcoholic. Well, if we had CA Anonymous, Craps Anonymous, I would walk up to a table and say, "Hey, my name's Craig. I'm here to make you all money." That's the point. I'm here to make you all money. So, if you have people on the end blocking your way, go ahead and ask them to move their stuff. I'm here to make you money. And the craps community, Slam's right. It's about, we're all here against the house. The house is trying to make it more difficult for us to play, not to win. They make it more difficult for us to play. And we keep coming up with great ways to get around all these manual workarounds to put it back into our favor. And, that's great. And if the craps community has tips, share them. If it works for you, it might work for somebody else. It doesn't mean we're stealing from you. It doesn't mean we're going to go to the casino and make thousands of dollars. And, if you're doing something and you share it, the person that got your information, they should be crediting you if they're going to do a video, and that's that. Just a small credit. I had a live the other night, and I know that there are some things I've pulled from all of you into my lives, and one of them was from Jeff, and I think I said rapid fire, and I said, I'm going to go rapid fire now, just like Jeff does on his channel. That's giving credit, so I think that's where we can be a great craps community, and we don't need all the animosity and stuff like that. And that's it.
Yep, definitely no need for animosity. Just everyone having a good time, learning from each other, like you said, right? The day you stop learning is the day that you go 6 feet under. So learn something from everybody, right? Whether it's light side, dark side, hybrid, even the payout on a bet, learn it, right? You could be the most experienced craps player, experienced craps mind, experienced craps strategist. You don't know everything. So just learn something. And if you do know everything, hats off to you. Hopefully you can teach us something, right? Gargoyle, what are your thoughts on the community?
Y'all are batshit crazy.
Ah,
I'm not even a year old in this community, all right? But no, this is not a United Nations trying to reunite everybody, okay? We don't want to reunite everybody. We want a certain type of people in our community that are real. Whoever you are on video, on YouTube, you need to be live, whether it's in your human day-to-day life or in the casino. If you're some fake liar, whatever, no, go fuck somewhere else. We don't need you in our community. We don't need this craziness. We're trying to teach people and help them understand the game with different differing opinions, right? This panel right here, if we all agreed on everything, that's the wrong panel. I don't play the don'ts. Other people play it. I don't work the come out. Other people. Why? Why do we do things? We need to educate people. But when we're live on YouTube, and I don't have a channel, but when I'm with Ed and Jeff, because that's the two channels that I get invited on, and maybe after this I'm not going to get invited on. That's fine. I'm real. People see me at the casino. People see me out in day-to-day life. I'm the same way. I bet the same way. I do the same things. We don't need no two-faced whatever. Oh yeah, Gargoyle, you're my friend, and then they go other channels where they don't even defend me when I'm getting hated on. You know what? Stay the fuck over there with their channels. I don't give a shit. I don't need you. I don't need friends. I have got enough friends. This community wants to come together. That's fine. Let's come together against the casino. But guess what? We don't need no fakes in this community. If you're going to be a fake, get the fake out. If you're going to be just somebody that's going to just scam people and hustle, get the hustle out. That's it. If you're not authentic, if you're not true, real, we don't want your kind. At least I don't. Now others maybe, but I don't. But like I said, I came in, I haven't been here a year. I've helped several in the community behind the scenes. You know who you are. You know how in every ways I've helped you. Jeff has helped everybody in the community pretty much. He's helped me with all my stuff. And Jeff, yeah, look at me. I look like a ghost with all the lighting because all my lighting is on my craps table. We'll fix that for the next craps, Jeff. Trust me. But at the end of the day, I'm not, let's all be real. Let's all be real. And if you want to not defend each other when somebody says something bad about us, and not even worse, just laugh with them and pile on, just stay over there. Don't even come and be our friend. We have to be real so that people can know that when we say something, it's fact. We're helping them. Real people help each other. Fake people fuck each other. Thank you.
Authenticity has value, man. Authenticity.
Yes, it does.
Mike just did drop.
Yeah, that
John,
mic
you can play the
definitely
sign
dropped.
where it says Gargoyle, this is the last show. Thank you for your service.
No, that was good though. No, and like Slam said, I know John put it up on the screen. Authenticity surely does have value. And definitely no need to be two-faced, no need to do anything. Just be you, right? You are a child of somebody and they love you. So be you. Dylan, what are your thoughts on the community?
Well, I wanted to. Well, there we go. I couldn't see myself without doing this a little bit. So here, that's a little bit better. So anyway, I semi concur with what was being said by Gargoyle. Those people, not everybody's there to be part of the community. Some of them, there are very few that are wolves in sheep's clothing, and we're aware of that, and sheep should be aware of that, and if not, then they will be, eventually. But we're all here as a community to be, to help each other if needed, and we have been open arms. So that's not going to change. And I'm sure Gargoyle doesn't want to exclude, there's just a few bad apples. Okay. So that doesn't mean that the majority are bad apples. So we all know that. So as long as we keep an open mind and we try, we take the high road, there's only so many times that you can get burned. So we understand that. So I'm not saying that we have to embrace everyone, because that's not common. That's not good. But there's a medium road where we can all have our heads and use our brains and have common sense, and that's what we're here. So we're here, but this panel, I feel, is that we all have the like-minded goals, and we're not here to be snakes and bite and cause division. At least I'm not. I've never been that. So I think that's one of the strengths of us. And I continue to want to see that openness and the welcomeness of the community. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I think the community is great. Again, we all, learn from each other. We all build off of each other. We all have fun, I think, with each other, right? For the most part, everybody who, goes to meetups, goes to different live streams. There's plenty of YouTubers who are live doing things for a good time, right? A lot of them don't have to necessarily be doing things live. They're, taking time out of their day to do stuff live and do a great job, great shows and stuff. So community is great, right? I know there has been a lot of learning, especially as of late, right? I think the community, and I'm talking more or less to the content providers at this specific moment, but in general, right? There's been a lot of new craps players coming into this community. And I think they're trying to learn from all of us, which is fantastic. And I know everybody that's been in chats that I've been, or chats even on my show and stuff, they're always trying to help somebody, right? As somebody who's, maybe doing a live or something, you don't necessarily see all the chats. You can see most of them, but you may miss one or something. And there's never a shortage of somebody who is willing to help in chat. So community, give yourself a pat on the back, because you're growing the game as well, right? I think a lot of people come from the mindset that like, oh, I don't have a channel, I'm not putting stuff out. No, you helping out in chat, you supporting other people, it's fantastic. It's great. So hopefully we can all grow together, learn from each other, and grow the community as a whole, right? That's our goal, grow the community against our common enemy, aka the casino.
Right.
So with that said, let's talk about how to beat the casino, or how we try to beat the casino. So one of the topics we're talking about today is mindset, right? Sort of as an introduction to each of us as craps players. Some of you may know us, some of you may not know us. kind of our mindset when we go to the casino. What are we looking to do? How do we play? I'm not going to ask anybody on this panel, hey, what strategy do you play? Because I know every single one of their answers is going to be the same. And it's going to be, I don't play a single strategy every single time. Why? Because they've learned from their experiences, maybe others in the community. There's a lot of different reasons. So we're going to talk about what Slam brought up first with working the come out. Okay. I know a lot of people are anti working the come out. Slam brought the mathematics to you. And I know Slam's position on this. So Slam, can you reiterate your working the come out, but can you tell us why you work the come out and not the fact, because I know you said it the other night with like you're calculated on why you work the come out and who you work the come out on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, 16.6% of two dice coming up 7. That is a great chance of you not losing your money on the come out. Now, when you say that I'm a fan of working the come out, I don't want to disagree with you. However, I would like to clarify. I'm not a fan of working on the come out. I'm not afraid to work the come out. I'm not looking at it as a magnet for a 7. It's statistically going to show up on the come out as much as it would any other roll that you're ever going to see on the table. I'm okay working the come out after I have stood at the table, after I've observed what is going on, after I've taken a look at what is the feel of the table in terms of the energy, which is a real thing. It is an absolute real thing. And I'm also looking at the law of large numbers. I'm looking at trends. I'm looking at the way that people hold the dice. Now, I know that, one of us loves to set the dice and then give it that snap off in the middle of the air. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the overly elaborate razzle dazzle, tossing the 5 dice 15 times just so you can see which 2 are the lucky ones or anything like that. Am I going to work the come out on that guy? Probably not. I'm likely not going to bet anything on him or her at all until I see a pattern. Now, why do I go to the casino? Why do I play craps? Number one, I would like to earn money, and I think that everyone who knows me will agree, the real reason I enjoy craps is it is a social game. I enjoy having fun with the people that I am at the table at. Jeff brought up a good point that when you're at the table with Slam, it's a good time, and that's a little bit by design. I'm loud and I'm rambunctious, and I let that energy out at the table because I want that good energy out there. I want it to be reciprocated by everybody else, because who's not having a great time at the table if the energy is there? Even if you win a little bit, even if you lose a little bit, if you're having fun, you're still getting value for your money. That's where I'm at.
No, that's very, very well taken. And I think that's why I wanted to go to you first, especially with the mindset and with working the come out and stuff, because I think the idea of working the come out, it's a very polarizing idea for a lot of people, right? Some people think, well, and I've seen it in chat already, the dice don't know it's a come out roll. That's a fact. They don't know it's a come out roll, right? The dice know nothing. However, others are on the other side of the fence of that, where, they're saying, well, I don't work the come out, never work the come out. And I know you're kind of on both of those, but you work to come out for a certain reason. But if you see somebody who may be trying to throw sevens on the come out, you're not going to work the come out, right? Like if you're playing with me, you're not going to be working the come out because I will tell you beforehand, I'm looking for sevens and horns. That's what I'm looking for. So you're not going to work the come out on me because I'm probably going to cost you some money, right? Yes, I don't throw them all the time. Not claiming to be a DI or anything, but what I'm saying is that I'm looking for those numbers on the come out. So to, work the come out on me or other people who are looking for those kind of numbers on the come out, bad idea. But again, the dice don't know what roll it is, right? So there's two schools of thought. You could be on either side. You could be on one end of the camp. You could be on the other end of the camp. There's just different logic, different reasonings behind it. If you want to work the come out, right? I don't sit here and tell you not to work the come out. I would tell you not to work it on me. I would tell you not to work it on Alfredo, right? We've all seen it. Just throw sevens galore on the come out. Why? Because you're looking for that.
Exactly.
Right? It's not like you're, oh, it was an accident. Well, sometimes maybe, but there's pros, there's cons to working the come out. So just understand why you're working the come out, what you're doing with it, all that kind of stuff. Okay.
And to go on what John put in the chat, I think it is an absolutely fantastic point. Casinos do nothing automatically that is in your favor. If your bets are off on the come out, it's because that's one less opportunity they have to pay you. So if you're not working the come out because superstition, because everybody else is not working the come out, because the guy threw the dice off the table and whatever reason, if your reason is you're not working the come out because you don't work the come out or because you're afraid to work the come out, that's less. You're not watching what's going on, and you need to be watching what's going on.
Yep, that's true. Craig, what's your craps mindset? What is your mentality when you're playing the game? What are you looking for? What are you looking to do? Do you go by yourself? You go with others? Kind of what's your mentality when you're going to the casino? Plan of attack.
So when I'm going to the local, I'm going by myself, obviously, unless somebody wants to meet up. And then the other school of thought is when you're actually going on an AC trip or a Vegas trip, and you're going to have a table mostly of the people you know. But I try to treat craps just like poker. So when you're playing poker, you're not looking at just the cards. You're reading your opponents. You're reading the people across from you. Same thing in a craps table. And
Absolutely.
then Slam touched upon energy. Definitely. When you're looking around the table, you're seeing, first thing I do is I look at everybody's rail. Is money being made? If money's not being made, I may play the dark side or a hybrid to start off. If I'm seeing a lot of chips and I'm watching the game for a little bit, so I don't always go up and just play. I'll go up and I'll stand there. I will not buy in if the puck is on. And even if as many times as the freaking dealers encourage you and keep asking you, come on, man, it won't take long. Come on, shut up. I don't want to ruin this guy's roll. This guy is on a roll right now. I don't want to ruin it. So I walk up, put my money there, and I just wait, but I'm also watching. And if there's usually like 3 or 4 people at the table on average, and I'll just go around. I won't even, if the guy was like, hey, you want to shoot? I'm like, nope, not yet. Go ahead and pass him. I'm still perusing and watching what's happening at the table. Then I'll go ahead and buy in. And yes, I will work the come out. I will typically do a world bet. I only do a buffalo bet on myself if I know I'm throwing hard ways. If I'm throwing hard ways, I will bet on myself every time. Most people who say don't work the come out means oftentimes they're just not working their box bets. They're still working other things. They're throwing in a $25 straight up midnight because they're looking for a lucky streak or something to hit. But I will play the come out, and if a 7 comes, I use the money to repay the ATS I'll always have my pass line more than the ATS because I want to then build on my come out, my world bet, and I want to press up my pass line. And I've seen it, and I'll tell you, I press up my pass line because of what I learned on John's channel. When John talks about, putting a quarter on the pass line, you win a quarter and you parlay it. I'm not necessarily parlaying it, but I am increasing it every time because how many times have we seen multiple come out sevens? So let it work for me. If I see another one, I may hop the reds. It's just a come out game. It means nothing else once the puck goes on. I don't play the world bet typically, but if I'm watching everything and I'm watching what's happening on the table, and you've all seen it in some of my lives, if I set a point, the very next roll is a horn. So I'm starting, if that's what I'm seeing, that's what I'm playing. So.
Oh, that's a good point. And I think the idea of working the come out, right? I know some people are envisioning it with a spread all the way across the box. Some people are talking maybe a couple numbers. Some people are talking horns, pass line, some prop action, whatever. And sometimes people treat it as a separate game. And G, I know you treat craps, a couple different bets on the table as a separate game. So I'm gonna come to you for your mindset when you're going to the casino, how you play the game. Enlighten us.
So before I forget, because I'm getting old and I'm becoming forgetful, Slam talking about energy and talking about playing the don't, that's an oxymoron. Because the biggest energy drainer is people playing the don'ts and wanting the 7. Okay? I just wanted to throw that out there. So, but with my mindset, yeah, boom. With my mindset, I go to the casino, I play on an empty table, so I don't have to worry about, don't players or anybody, right? It's just me. But if I'm playing with other people, there are 2 options. And I've done that in real life casinos. People can tell you, I can either, somebody, for example, starts playing the don't, I can either take my chips and go to another table, or I will look at them and tell them to take their fucking chips off the fucking don't and never play the fucking don'ts on my fucking craps table. That's it. And I've said that. Again, I'm as real here as I'm real in the casino. Now, for the come out roll, I can't talk for others, but for me, it is a breather. It is a reset for me. Somebody setting the dice and trying to throw. It is an opportunity for me to, maybe I saw something in my last couple of throws and I'm trying to fix something from a mechanical perspective, and there are no bets, so that okay, let me try, maybe something happened. But I also play the bonus, so I definitely don't want to throw 7s, or if somebody is at the table that wants to throw 7s at the craps table and there's a bonus bet, and I know that person, I remind them, hey, you may not have enough money to except to play, do we don't, but others have bonus bets. You throw a 7 because you want to make $10, you're going to cost people hundreds of dollars if it's part of our team, right? But most of the time, folks don't want to do that. I will play the world bet. I will play other, but I don't work the come out, me personally, because it is a breather. It is okay, take a deep breath. You can't lose. Money that's not working cannot go to the casino. You cannot lose that money regardless of what happened, right? So, I think Waylon also says that, money, you don't lose nothing if you turn your bets off on the come out. But it's, to me, that's what it is. To me, it's a breather. It's a chance to reset. If I'm, something's bothering me, I can just stop, reset. And also it's an altering change at the table, and anything that changes at the table changes the energy, whether it takes it up or takes it down. If a point is made, there's a lot of time with payouts. It takes a lot longer for the dice to come to you. You're a little bit slow on the rhythm, so you got to get back into the rhythm, right? If it's a new shooter, that means that person just 7'd out. People are upset, they lost a lot of money and stuff like that. You got to reset the energy. I'm a big believer in energy. You can blame Dice Coach on that, but I'm a big believer on energy. So me personally, I don't work the come out for that reason. You know, it's not worth risking. And usually I have 640 across or whatever. It's not worth risking hundreds of dollars from one single, you know, payout, right? So that's just my opinion.
G's a big vibes guy. No, I know Slam. Follow-up question.
So, okay, and G, here's what I want to know. I get where you're coming from with the energy. I have been, just to use as an example, with the Big AZ's Blue Wrench crew. I have been at their table where it's great energy, but still no one can manage a roll. Here's my question to you. If I put money out on the don't pass or the don't come on your roll, how is my action, other than if I'm specifically putting my chips in your landing area, how does my bet affect you? You're still doing what you're doing. I could be wrong. It could be that. But whether I'm betting light or dark against you, that's my game. You play your game. And I think that's kind of a problem that we have, in just since we're talking about the craps community, that people are going to have their game. It may not match your game, but there's nothing wrong with that. Why are you going to come to me and tell me to get my don't pass or my don't come off your table? Respectfully, I want to know.
Yeah, for the most part, unless I really, really want to stay at that table, I'll take my chips and go, because I respect everybody's play. But there are a few times, very seldom, but there are a few times that, you know, no, I want to play. And if you're a stranger, I'm not going to tell you that. But if you're part of a group and you do that, I'm going to tell you that. And that happened in Biloxi this last time. If you're a stranger, I'm not going to go tell you to get the effing chips off of that. No, I'm not going to do that. But here's what I will tell you, and here's how it was explained to me, right? I didn't come up with that. It was explained to me, and there's a lot of truthfulness to that. By nature, the craps table at the casino doesn't want to give you any money. Okay? By nature, it's by design. Everything that they do in the casino, they do to make money, not to give away money. Okay? So there are certain things that the casino do to make sure that superstitious people, you know, get superstitious, and all that stuff. Cocktail waitress comes in, this,
Absolutely.
that, and the other. But I believe as soon as anybody wants the 7, whether they're hedging or not, immediately that's a level of energy that's drawn down. I've seen players that come in, play the don't in big black chips, and bet for the dealers on the don't, because they want the dealers to hope for the 7 so that they can win money. Now there are some people that come in, play the don't, and they don't say anything. They stand there and they're very nice. But I've seen people that come in, there's thousands of dollars on the table. They come in with their $10 in the middle of the roll, put it, and say, "Come on, 7, let's roll 7." Okay, we all know who these people are, and we don't care for them, right? But in my opinion,
we can all agree on that.
Yeah,
that we don't
but
like
in
them.
my opinion, wanting a 7 is an energy draining event. Now, again, most of the times I'm by myself, and I don't have to worry about it. Other times I'm with a group, and we're usually looking out for each other. But, it happened, I don't know, a couple months ago. I was in Cherokee with Mr. Yo 11 and others. We bought in at the table. There were other people. And The dice hasn't even didn't come out. You know, it's still there, and they just passed it to the guy. The guy to my left put the don't. I just picked up the money as it is, didn't even color up, and walked off to the cage. He's like, nope, I'll go play something else. And Mr. Yo 11 will tell you that table went to shit while I was at the tub making money. There's, you know, it's an opinion. It's not a fact. It is my opinion. Okay, I have nothing against don't bettors. It is a game within a game. Everybody's more welcome to play the game the way they want. But I have just like you have the right to play the don't and all that stuff. I have the right to either sit there, and if you're on my team, tell you, hey, don't do that if I'm on the table, please, or say it differently, or don't get upset if I take my chips and walk away, because you know that's not my game. Don't look at me and say, where the hell you're going? You know, G, we're all here playing. We have to respect each other in that fact.
Do you do the same thing with hybrid?
Huh?
Just because the don't is part of the hybrid play?
It's no, the don't is a big part of the craps play of the game.
Because I'll tell
But
you, I was
think-
at Harrah's and I put down a don't and is playing a 6-8, and I was trying for a 7. I was purposefully throwing them into the diamonds, and I wound up throwing a 26 roller. Jen was there, Chris was there, Brian was there, Holy Roller.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always work with what I was trying to accomplish. They all made a lot of money. I didn't make as much money, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think it brought the energy at the table down. The table was hot.
Well, it's, you know, again, opinions of everybody, right? G's not necessarily a don't player. He's not telling you not to play the don't. He's just telling you not to play the don't when he's there. And I think there's a lot of things with the don't, right? I know some people use it for a system. I mean, I play the don't regularly, a lot of the time for certain reasons, not because I want to play the don't. I'm actually 99% of the time not rooting for a 7 because I have other bets up on the table that I want to hit. So
Exactly.
I'm not rooting for the 7. It's more of a protection thing, but there's certainly a piece of playing the don't that I think a lot of people suffer with, and it's the etiquette behind playing the don't.
Exactly.
So
Agreed.
I'm sure some of you will touch on that. If not, I'll touch on it again later. But let's go to Jeff. Jeff, mindset, come out. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm glad you came back to me on that one, because I think we got way off topic of do you play the come out or do you not play the come out? We got talking about the don't, and we got talking about players that hate the don't and the way that the game is played and choices to make. So I think the first thing you got to say, it's your money, play it the way you want to play it. And if somebody's at the table that you don't like, you get up and walk away. Like G said, he doesn't like to play with those type of players. That's okay. But I think from a come out standpoint, we got way off topic, because when I think of you asking me if we're going to be working on the come out, that means I have place box numbers that are working and not a pass line bet or some type of craps bet or some of the middle prop bet action, or even for that matter, the ATS or the bonus bet. So when you're talking about working the come out, I've got money in action on the table, whether it's the original roll of the shooter or he's hit a point, he's coming back out, and I want to be working. I think that should be up to the individual person. I do agree with Slam on the probabilities and the math. I am a math person. I think that you have the same odds as what the dice will be rolled, but I also believe that I've seen people that can not specifically throw a 7, and they can extend the roll maybe a roll of 10 or 11 or 12, which is enough time to make money on a roll. But to sit there and say that you can or can't work to come out, I specifically don't work to come out. All my come out action is in the prop area, and I'm making money on the horns. And if a 7 comes out, it's a wash for me either way. My line bet, if I have one's protected, my ATS is protected, and with a world bet or a craps bet, it all works out to be the same. So if I lose a $90 bet on the 6 or 8 where I could have made 105 by not working, then so be it. But I just don't have a 6 or an 8 with, let's just drop that down. Let's just say it's a $12 6 and 8. So maybe I'm 64 across or 96 across, whatever it is. If I'm going to be working and a 6 comes, great, I make that money. But on the 96 across, I just lost that money. So it's my choice if I want to work it or don't work it. I've been burnt both ways. I've worked them. And then I can also, at times, have said, hey, only my 6 and 8's working, like Waylon said a little while ago. Only my 6 and 8 is working. Everything else is still off. You can do it that way. But I think you have to differentiate between your line bet, if you have one, the prop center action while points being established, and then working your bets. And it's up to the individual player whether they should or they shouldn't. And if you go with Slam on the 17%, I'm going to round that up, Slam, because I can't do that little point percentage. The 17% chance that a 7 is going to come, it could come on somebody that I have great faith in that's not going to roll that, and it could come on some random person that's rolling the dice. We've all said that the longest roll we've seen has been somebody just huffing and puffing and chunking. But to work to come out, I personally don't.
Yep, I agree. And Novaldo asked a great question in chat, which we will get to in the Q&A coming up here in 1 second. I do want to go to Skill real quick before we get to the Q&A piece. Skill, working to come out, what's your mindset at the craps table in general?
In the beginning, it's no. But once the bets are down and the points have been either hit, and then there's a new point. It's the same shooter, and as long as I'm in profit and on the casino's dime, then there's zero fear for working to come out. So it's a completely different mindset. So I don't care then. If it's not going to really affect me, then work the bloody come out, because it's a wasted roll that way. If you don't, you're a fool not to, in my opinion. So it just depends on the circumstances. So there's pros and cons to doing it, but I choose to try to play as wisely as I can. And if I'm on the casino's dime and I'm making money, then yeah, I'm not afraid to work to come out, on the next new point that the shooter's already made. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Alrighty. So you got most of our mindsets. I think a lot of you know my mindset on a lot of things. So I'm not going to really go over that, but we're going to go over the Q&As now. So John, you want to fire up some questions for us? And we are going to go to the Q&A. Oh, I can't read that question. That's tiny on my screen. Give me a sec here, ladies and gentlemen.
It says, it's from Tom Marco. He says, any idea on how to reward your content provider peers with excellence awards? And I think this question has to go to the one and only Gargoyle.
100%. That's exactly where I was going. G.
Excellence awards?
Yeah. Any idea on how to reward your content providers or peers with an excellence award?
Yes. John and I are working on that, and we're going to have an awards ceremony coming up during Craps of the Cure for several topics, I guess. Some will be in a form of a trophy, but a couple of big ones will be in a form of monetary value. That an anonymous donor donated the money, but it's all for our community, right?
Yep.
So, but if you're watching a channel and you like what you see, give that person a few bucks. Usually I try to Zelle, because craps, whatever, craps dollars or whatever it is, YouTube dollars takes a huge chunk. So
30%.
So contact that person and say, hey, I want to give that to you for your channel, but I don't want YouTube to take any of it. How can I do that? That's a huge way to complement the content provider if you like what they're doing and they're helping you. But as a community, we're going to have John is putting it together. I just came up with the idea, and John's pretty good at doing all that stuff.
Hey, Gargoyle, check this out. JR says the Oscar should be called the Scarney. How cool is that? I didn't even think of that. Like naming the actual the big award after somebody famous.
It's
like
Scarney, a skeletal hand grasping a big die. We gotta figure out where we can get one and go ahead and order and make sure they're ready for the.
We'll get some work on that. But and
here's your next
also,
one,
like
Chris.
And Craig bring out the workout videos.
Yeah,
Craig,
baby.
I may have to. I mean, I've maintained the 20 pounds down from last year, but we're slowly gaining some back due to a graduation party where we brought all the food home.
There's
So
snowballs.
yeah, it does. So I don't know. Got to get back to the work has been the real reason why I haven't done a second season of Slim Down with Old Bay. But I definitely could use a Slim Down with Old Bay before Craft Chat.
I loved those videos, by the way. That was some must-see TV for me.
I know Chris
like
Sideshow
comedic
Gamble
relief.
loved them as well.
But it was also like you're doing it every day. It's like that's actually kind of inspiring. So
it is, but it's very hard to come up with stuff every single morning. That's why.
Well, I'll tell you what, Greg. If you get
lame.
rid of some of the bullshit, you lose about 20 pounds.
Oh,
fire! Can I package it up?
Another mic drop from G today. G's dropping mics and he's dropping dollars in the swear jar.
He's only 2 feet tall, so they don't fall.
Oh my god!
Oh my! All
Look,
right,
the Lollipop
John.
Field just wants his award.
Fuzziest, have bonus bets changed how you view or bet? I'm old enough to have liked every come out winner. Now it's a drain because of the bonus. Jeff, what are your thoughts on bonus bets?
Well, I play them, and I know a lot of people that they don't play them, and I use it as a separate bet. I consider it a separate bankroll. It depended upon what the payout is. In my area, it's always 30 to 170 to 150 instead of the 35 and 175. But I play it 555 religiously. I understand that after 10 hands, that's $150. But it only takes one time to rack in 1250, and you're good for that day and the next day. It's me personally. I play it. I know that John and I have had many discussions about whether it's ruined the game of craps or not, but there are so many other prop bets or bonus bets that you can play that you don't see in every casino, but the ATS seems to be the premier one. You got repeaters and sharpshooter and those kind of bets. But I play the ATS. I would say that with my AC group that I play with, we had Chris, as you know, Craig, you're part of it. Even playing down in Biloxi with the private table, and I have to say that the etiquette on that private table was outstanding. That we were hitting pieces of bets and so forth that you don't normally see. Unfortunately, we didn't play at the Hard Rock on the private table, didn't have the ATS, but the other places in Biloxi did. But at our AC group, one time around the table, there's somebody catching a piece of it. Do we catch it all the time? Oh, hell no. Do you see it once a day with the AC group? Probably, but there's a piece of it that's gotten caught. So once I get that 150, I'm good for another 10 hands. But that's just my opinion. It's like I said earlier, it's my money. I'll play with it the way that I want to play with it. And if I don't want to play the ATS and I'm not up on the ATS, it's a good chance I forgot to put it out there. But on the fire bet, I always put the dealers up. And when I'm up, when I'm going 555, I'm typically going 111 for the dealers as well, and they love it.
I will tell you that I'm tired of hitting the ATS for Jeff and not playing it.
Thank you very much, Craig.
And now I play it.
I was going to ask you that, Craig. Do you're a fan of hitting it when you're not on it, and then when you're playing it, not hit it? But
I just hit it for Jeff. That's all I do. I hit it for Jeff.
He likes the tips. So I give him a tip.
We were at Harris, and I hit it. He got so excited. He grabbed
just the tip. He likes more than the tip.
He just hit the ATS, and I was like, I wasn't on it.
Yep,
that's right. You got $100.
Dylan, do you play the ATS at all, or your thoughts on it?
I really don't play the ATS. It's just a personal choice. It's a bigger challenge for me then, and I like to earn it. I'm used to doing it the hard way. And I don't really need it and to make money. And I mean, the all is just so difficult to do. I could see playing both the high and the low, together, because that's what and then normally a shooter would hit you the high or the low, but spending all three at the same time, to me, it's a huge waste of money. It's a bonus bet. It's supposed to be, it's what it's there for. But I choose not. I choose not to play it.
All right. We'll go to our next question. On the topic of mindset, as a shooter.
Hang on. Hang on.
Go ahead, G.
Real quick. Jen, it's not just for the awards are not just for the few of us right here or on, in the small knit committee. First of all, I'm not going to be part of the nomination, right? Others are going to nominate and they're going to vote. It's probably you guys are going to vote on, what based on the awards, who gets it. But I believe it's going to be, for the LFC, Big AZ, and others, and even if you're somebody that fuck the community and want to start your own channel and you're talking bad about everybody, you get the Jackass Award. That's fine. You get a little donkey on a stick, and but it's not just going to be us. So I wouldn't put it lightly as far as people patting each other on the back. There's something to say, good job on for your efforts the whole year. Just wanted to throw that out. As far as the bonus, I play him a lot, separate bankroll. I'm way up because usually I play high, and by the time I get paid, it covers the separate bankroll for that. Just wanted to throw that out.
Yep. And I'm coming back to you, G, for this next question. On the topic of mindset, as a shooter, thoughts on blocking out others to not affect your thoughts and attitude. So kind of what do you do to block out others at the table when you're shooting?
He walks away.
No. We talked about that, and on the series with, I'm shameless plug with Jeff and Ed, when we did the mindset series. I just go into my zone, people that played with me in Biloxi or even some of the guys in Cherokee, I'm completely a different person when the dice comes to me. I just I'm in my zone. And if I come out of my zone, I'll even, pass the dice, or I'll just say, send the dice back in the middle. People want to turn their bets off at that point, they can. Something just didn't feel right. I'll even turn my bets off. And if I'm turning my bets off, if you're at the table with me, you need to turn your bets off because something's off, right? But usually I'm in my zone. I hum. Jen was next to me, and I forgot who was to my left, but Jen was to my right along with Mark the Point. I don't know, Jen, if you heard me, but I start to hum to calm me down. I hum songs or tunes. Sometimes I do it inner, but I can't help it. It just starts to come out. But I hum. It just blocks it. That's what I do.
All right, Craig, do you do anything specific to get yourself in the zone when you're shooting?
I at some point, like if I'm in a role that I think it's funny. I think it's what Ed said to me one time. He's like, Craig, the way you shoot, if you can get to the 8th roll, you're good for a while. And when I get to that point, everything's white noise. I don't hear the dealers. I don't hear other players. I just hear the dice. That's a weird thing, but I'm just in the zone. You're looking down at the dice, and I just keep throwing. There'll be occasional people, like if I keep hitting numbers, I think it was an AC, and I kept hitting a 6 over and over again, and the guy next to me just kept on, like, grabbing my shoulder, and it's like, I think Ed said it best, don't touch me. But you're in the zone, and then things just start to become white noise at some point. And that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because you can really concentrate then.
That's a truth. All right, we're gonna go to our final question from Navaldo. Whether we like it or not, don'ts will be played. What's the proper etiquette for playing the don't? Slam, coming to you.
So this is a great question. It's still going to come back to watching the table. If the shooter doesn't give a shit, they're not like paying attention to you or whatever. It is what it is. But honestly, instead of, I think the best way to go about it, try and be as quiet about it as you can, keep it out of the way, and when the 7 hits and you get paid while everybody else is watching their money go back into the table's bankroll, don't like jump up and down, don't hoot and holler or anything like that, because like G said, energy is a thing, and you can win money and not piss people off, because that's a very real thing. If you're sitting there winning a ton of money on your don't pass and your don't comes and your lays and your odds on all of that, and you're just like scooping all of that in while they're watching their their last field bet get wrecked, yeah, it's going to cause a problem at the table and may cause a problem away from the table. So just be quiet about it.
Yep. I'll give you my quick few points of playing the don't. Number one, like Slam said, be quiet. Don't be cheering. Don't be rooting for things. If you're sitting there cheering and rooting for it, and if even I'm on the don't, I will tell you to shut up. I hate that. Even if I am playing the don't, it's not good. It's terrible. So stop rooting for it. Don't sit there and be the guy 7, 7, 7. You're just an asshole. You're not doing anything for anybody. You're just an asshole. All right. So don't do that. If you're gonna play the don't, try to keep your chips to a manageable stack. What I mean by that is don't take 20 red chips out of your rack and throw them on the don't. Take a black chip out. The dealers will color you up. All right. So try to keep your stacks as minimal as possible. Same thing with your odds. Don't sit there and drop like a bunch of like whites and reds as odds and all this kind of stuff. Color it up. All right. Again, not saying that you have to color it up, but it's a good thing if you do it, right? So keep your chips as small as possible. If you're going to play the don't, again, nothing wrong with it. Just keep your chips kind of small. Same thing with the chips. When I play the don't, I keep them out of the way. So like I'm not sitting there purposely giving the shooter landmines. I just need them to show me that they can shoot. And then I'll switch into something else probably. But when you play the don't, keep it out of the way. All right. Don't try to put it right in the middle of where the shooter's landing. Because again, just being an asshole. Will the chips cause the dice to be a 7? Maybe. They may cause the dice to hit the point and knock your don't off. All right. So keep them out of the way. Keep your chips small. Keep quiet. All right. Don't be rooting for anything. Don't be sitting there and like smacking the table around when you get hit. All right. You're going to win with, enthusiasm on the don't. You got to lose with grace as well, because you're going to get knocked at some point. All right. So be graceful when you win on the don't. Be graceful when you lose. Keep your chips small, manageable, and keep them out of the damn way. Okay. I don't care if it's a random roller. I don't care if it's a controlled shooter. I don't care if it's your worst enemy. Keep them out of the way. All right. Just leave them off to the side.
I'll add on to that. As a sarcastic person, it's very hard to keep in your excitement for everything. So for the don't playing, there's no better feeling than to have stacks coming back to you from the don't come area back down to you after just nailing a good don't play. On the other side, and G would probably like it, nothing gives me further excitement at the table than to knock a don't player off. Because I'm hitting points.
Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that.
I didn't say I said it. I said I keep it. It's very hard for a sarcastic person like me to contain it all up here. And that's what I do. You have no idea what I do up here. You have no idea.
I know. But whether you're a right side better or wrong side better, it shouldn't be a don't better. It's a right and wrong, right? Don't blame me. I didn't come up with the English language. Somebody came up with it. It's a right and a wrong. If you're a right side player and somebody comes in and puts their hard-earned money on the don't because they don't know any better, so they saw a video of somebody doing it, you should, not you, I'm saying in general, Nobody should get the ego and say, I'm going to knock that motherfucker off because he's playing the don't on me. That
That's
person.
but that's
No,
not
no, no.
where
I'm not
coming
saying
from.
you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. In general, we need to.
That's fine.
We need to be, that person has hard-earned money, and when we hit the point,
but there are people,
they lose money.
There are people that came to the casino to burn their money.
In anybody losing money.
There are people that came to the casino to burn their money, and you can tell because of the arrogance. It's the people with the arrogance that I could give two shits about, and it warms my fucking heart like a goddamn Christmas cookie with hot cocoa to see them get their stack of $1,800 chips knocked the fuck off. I love it.
I'm with you, Craig.
It gives me such joy. I want to give them a hug. But I don't ever show emotion on the outside like that. Even when I lose my bets at the table, the only emotion you'll ever see from me is me scrunching my hands into fists and then just fading into the background. That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. That's kind of
sorry.
interesting. It's kind of interesting that Gargoyle just said what he said, but then earlier on the show, it was almost the flip side. So I just find that kind of
no, it's not a flip side. I'm just saying if somebody is, earlier on the show, I just said, I'm not on a table with don't player pretty much.
Get off,
but
get off the effing table, yeah.
Yeah, well, if somebody is in our in our group, and somebody did in our group, he thought he was funny, and he was right next to me, to my right side. Jeff was to his right, and he thought it was funny to do a do we don't as soon as I got the dice. So I'm like, that's not funny, But if it's a stranger, I'm not going to say that. But I've seen people, just watching, that I know that they're in the dice community, and I'm not on the table because there are don't players in there, and they're like, I'm gonna knock that so and so off. You wait and see, watch that. And I'm like, no, don't be that guy. You play your game, they play their game. You both have, I don't think he's got a money tree. You don't have a money tree in the backyard. You shouldn't. Nobody should relishes at anybody losing money in the casino. Period. I don't care. I don't care if it's the worst enemy. Nobody should relish that. I'm just, most of the time, I'm not at a table. And I say most of the time, pretty much 98% to 99% of the time, I'm not at a table with a don't player. Again, it is just the energy that I think goes up or down. There's nothing wrong with playing the don't. There's nothing wrong. And people should play it. The people should play it, but not when I'm on the table. It's part of the craps game. It's part of the game. I don't think Jeff was with us, but Ed, Oz, and somebody else was with us back in February. We're at the IP, and somebody almost made the small. We needed the 5. There's an Asian guy to my left, and he laid the 5, and I'm like, you shouldn't do that. You should hop it. He's like, why? It's a guaranteed pay. I said, no. We want more pay. We want energy. Guess what? 7 came out. He got his money. Same scenario happened when the shooter to my right came. And the Asian guy looked at me, and same scenario. He needed the 5. And the shooter says, you know what? We're going to do it your way. And we both hopped it. And guess what? The guy hit the 5. He hit the whole thing, by the way. Now, coincidence? Energy? I don't know. All I can tell you is that when I mentioned that to him, that happened. And it happened more often. So there is a, if your game is playing the don't, that's fine. If your game is playing the right way, that's fine. But never relish and never say, I'm going to knock this person off. And if the 7 hits and the person just gracefully took his chips, he didn't clap or anything else, guess what? He made the right decision for him and his family, and he's collecting his chips. Good for him or her or anybody else in between.
So can I follow up on that real quick, Chris?
That's
yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, really quick, because I think it's interesting. I know you guys can't see my face, which is probably good. I love playing the don't, but I do not relish when people I'm not taking your money. When I win on the don't, it's casino money, right? At the 7 happened to come, I get some money. I don't look at it like I'm rooting against you. But it's funny you say that about the what you're saying, Gargoyle, because that's the reason why I don't play poker. I have a stupid face and I'm not very good at poker. But B, I wouldn't like taking, because I know people play poker, but they got their freaking paycheck out there, right? I would not like to take a big pot and take somebody's freaking paycheck. That would kill my soul. So I don't enjoy that thought. And I don't see the don't as the same thing, but I get what you're saying. And I just want to kind of pile on there a little bit. Like, I get it. I don't want to cheer for you losing your money. And that's, again, poker is directly taking your money where the don't is not necessarily. Although you might say the energy is stealing some of your soul, and that's what causes the 7. But I look at it with that slight nuance. Anyway, that's my only 2 cents for the whole night. Yep.
Thanks, John. No, yeah, listen, everybody home, win with grace, lose with grace. All right. Either way, if you're winning or you're losing, be graceful about it. All right. Don't be the asshole who's cheering when you win a lot. Don't be the asshole who's cheering when you lose a lot. All right. Because you're not going to be cheering and be crying, but don't make a big scene. You're not a 3-year-old. The other thing is, no right way to play the game. There's no wrong way to play the game. The only right way to play the game is how you want to play the game. All right. There's a million different ways you can play the game of craps. There's a million different ways you can play any casino game you want. No right way, no wrong way. Whatever way you want to play is the way you play. It's your money. Use it when you need it. Shout out JG Wentworth. All right. Like, do what you want with your money. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and tell you
what. Again, I didn't come up with the English language. I didn't come up with the craps language. No. There's a right side better.
A right side better and a wrong side better. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's a right way to play the game and a wrong way to play the game. Dark side's not wrong. In your mind, it is. But overall, just because you're playing the quote-unquote English wrong dictionary
side, it's in the English dictionary. Take it up with them, not me. All right. English is my 3rd language. Take it up with them. I didn't come up with it.
English was not my first language either, but all right, English is a stupid language for the sole purpose that you can have 3 different words spelled the exact same way, say different things based on the pronunciation. All right, so the English language is trash. Game of Craps is amazing. This community is amazing. Play the game how you want. It's your money. We're gonna we got the color coming in. All right, so this is gonna be our closing thoughts, final words. There are some more questions and some good points in chat. We will address them at the next show. I promise. All right. John's already got them queued up for me for the next show, so we'll get to those. So we're gonna go over our final thoughts, and we're gonna get the heck out of here. All right. So I'm gonna go to our special guest, Jeff, Mr. Mid-Atlantic Craps. First of all, thank you for coming on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. It was a blast to have you on. Always a good time to talk to you. Final thoughts, final words.
Final thoughts is I'm glad Craps Chat is back. I'm glad you stepped in my role as the host. John's producing the show, and he's doing a fine job behind the scenes, as there's been a couple of names for him in the chat here, but he's producing the show. Thank you, John. I think the panel idea is a good idea. Somebody will be sitting where I'm sitting next week or in 2 weeks. Well, you'll announce that in a minute. I appreciate the honor to come on and sort of like pass the torch to you, and wish everybody on the panel a good job. Slam, it's always a fun time when he's around. G, my brother from Georgia, I don't always agree with you. And when it comes to the don't, I will never play it when G's on the table, but I do a lot of 6, 7, 8, whether it's on the DP or the DC. And Craig, I look forward to playing with you. And final thought to the creator of the show, Dylan from Skill and Luck, who's in the dark there. I can barely see him. My friend, I'm glad to see the show back on season 3, and hopefully this show will grow to be bigger and better. And I wish you all the best of luck. I'll be in the chat next time. And if you have me back another time, well, you have me back. If you don't, it's okay. Wish all of you the best of luck. And as always, be safe, play smart.
Yes, sir. Jeff, always welcome back. G, final thoughts, final words.
Final thoughts, final words. I love you guys, and seriously, I think this is great for the craps community. Differing opinions, people can listen, watch, make up their minds on what they want to do, how they want to play. And again, like I said early on, if we all agreed on the same thing over and over, it's the wrong panel.
Slam, final thoughts, final words.
Oh man. This has been a good first show. I like the fact that we have differing viewpoints, that we're listening to each other, that we can hear each other. Each of us has something unique that we're bringing to this. Each of us has our own experience. And I think overall, that's going to make a great foundation for just bringing the disparate pieces of the community together. Because I think we all know that, we've got the Blue Wrench crew over here with Big AZ's people. We've got Craps Nation. We've got Alfredo's group with Texas Crap Shooters. We've got the people on Casino Gaming TV, Jeff Max Discord, just so many different groups. It's segmented. We sometimes just, not just in craps, but in life, don't like hearing what other people have to say if it doesn't jive with the way that we view things. And I really see this show as forcing all of us here on the panel, and hopefully everybody in the chat, to not agree with something that you don't agree with, but look at it, use it either to upgrade and define your point of view, or use it as a way to strengthen what you already believe. And that's why we're here.
Yes, sir. John,
Chris, let me add one thing. I wanted to say it earlier on. I'm breaking protocol here, but I wanted to say it early on. Look, if you have a concern, or you have something, or something bothered you, or you got a problem with someone, pick up the phone and talk to that person in our community. Just talk to that person. And if you don't know how to talk to that person, call a friend, buy a vowel, do something. Just don't go on air and just pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Talk to someone. Trust me, it will fix 99% of the problems out there if people just talk to each other instead of making assumptions. And remember, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Facts. John, can we talk to my fuzzy friend one more time?
One more time. Have we got 70 likes, 70 watching, 43 likes? Let's break the internet.
Like. Not like.
Oh my
Love
God.
that. I love that guy. He had to get his final words in. All right, Craig, final thoughts, final words.
A couple of things. You're all fucking crazy. I didn't have any friends before meeting the craps community. I love all of you, even you, Gargoyle, only on Tuesdays. I can't wait to play with some of you all. That's one of the things that I love about the craps community. Once you meet some people, it just enhances the entire experience of being in this awesome, awesome game that we love. And it's people from everywhere. I've been in Vegas for a sole purpose of, craps chat, and I've met Hawaii crap shooters. I've met all the people that they usually play with. Shout out SJ and his wife. Great people. You get to walk to them and talk to them because you go to different casinos together. That doesn't happen unless you actually, put yourself out there a little bit and meet people in the craps community. And it's been great. It's been fulfilling. It's come back tenfold on the relationships that I've made in just 2 years of playing. And I can't wait to see you all in October and some of you in August. So season your play.
Yes, sir. To my co-host and the creator of the show, Dylan, final thoughts, final words.
Well, I do believe this is a great Craps Chat kickoff show. I appreciate all the new panelists, and Jeff, I love you, and you're welcome back, we always have open arms for you. So anytime that any one of us is sick or needs to step away, you're always welcome to fill our shoes at any point in time. So I'm gonna, we all greatly appreciate what you have done and what you will continue to do for us. So that's a
Thank
very
you.
heartfelt,
Thanks.
bottom of my heart thing. The other thing, we do have to respect each other, and with etiquette and whatnot, just put a bow on everything. The light player doesn't have to hate the dark side. The dark side doesn't have to hate the light player. We're all against the casino once again. So we're going, full circle, going back to square one. Each of us are playing an individual game against the casino, whether it's dark or light or what have you, or hybrid or what have you. And so we have to keep that in mind. So we're not against each other, so that's foremost. So that should, and what my bets do, like Slam said, what my bets do will not affect Slam or G or anyone else. It's going to affect me. So as long as we understand that and have the basics of that, then we can all grow from there. The other small topic that I wanted to throw out there is that we haven't discussed our next meeting of what of the time schedule. I wanted to see what the audience was thinking, if that would be, if they wanted us to move the Craps Chat up an hour, or if this is a great time for the Craps community. We're all open arms for whatever is going to be best for the show. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If for the audience, we want your feedback. We need your feedback on all different aspects of the show, but we're trying to make this work that helps everyone and fits everyone's schedule to the best of our ability. So if you want to, if this is a great time, let us know that in the audience. If you want us to move it an hour ahead, then let us know that. And if there's any other things that you would like to hear us talk about, our subjects or whatnot, please let us know. Put comments in there. We're here to help you, and you can also become a potential guest as well. So there's all kinds of stuff that we can do to work together. So I just wanted to say again, thank you, Chris and John, and I think it's going to be fun. So that's my 2 cents, and thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Everybody who's not in the Casino Gaming TV Discord, go join the Casino Gaming TV Discord. I think it's linked down below. Or if not, we'll put it in chat. So go join the Discord, go to the Craps Chat channel, and let us know if there's a specific topic you want or a specific guest you want to see. We will be back in 2 weeks with some new topics, some new guests. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate everybody in chat who was giving good commentary, questions, all that kind of stuff. Really do appreciate it. You guys were active and engaged, so I love it. So stay tuned. As Dylan mentioned as well, with the timing and stuff, we will put a poll up in TGTV Discord. So go look there. Again, for topics, people you want to see, anybody is game. We will try to get them on. I don't know if we will be able to, but we will try our best. So put whoever you want in there, and we'll try our best. Topics, again, throw them in there, and whatever timing you want to know. Want to thank Jeff for coming on again. Thank the panelists we have formed: Slam, Craig, G, co-host Dylan, and a special shout out, everybody give him some love in chat. John running the show, doing everything behind the scenes, making this show look great. Love you all, and we will see you all in 2 weeks. Peace.
Nice out.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.